Now, how important is religious freedom to Americans? Well, I mean, you have a lot of conservatives. You hear a lot from the right shouting about how important religious freedom is. You got to have religious freedom. You got to have religious freedom. America is built on religious freedom. Okay, great. Hey, look, we need the First Amendment. I'm in favor of the First Amendment. I'm in favor of religious freedom. We should all be in favor of religious freedom. But see, most Americans claim that they are, but it might not surprise you that many of these same Americans that always shout about the importance of religious freedom, religious liberty, don't actually value religious liberty for people who believe in religions other than their own. Now let me explain why. Now these results are actually according to a new poll done by the Associated Press and the NORC Center for Public Affairs Research. Now this poll found that 82% of Americans in total said that protecting religious freedom for Christians was very, very important, right? So hey, that's a huge, huge majority. That's actually higher than the majority of Christians are in America. So a lot of people say, yeah, protecting religious freedom for Christians, really, really important. However, when it comes to Muslims, only 61% of all Americans said that protecting their religious freedom was important. Now, let's sort of break this down by party. Now, it wouldn't surprise you, didn't surprise me, that the gap was a little bit wider among Republicans. 88% of Republicans said religious freedom was important for Christians. Right? I don't disagree. I think religious freedom is important for everyone. However, 60% of Republicans say, hey, religious freedom, it's important for Muslims. Only 60%. But it doesn't look so good for Democrats either. Among Democrats, only 61% said that religious freedom for Muslims is important. Now, I think here is where we see the effects of Donald Trump and basically most of the Republican Party's rhetoric against Muslims. But wait, it's not just Muslims. There are other religions, and they even asked about other religions. The poll also found less support for religious freedom among Mormons and Jews. About 7 in 10 said preserving Jewish people's religious freedom was important, while 67% said the same of Mormons. Now, atheists and agnostics, or just people who identified with no religion, well, where did they rank? Well, they ranked about the same as Muslims. So people who have secular beliefs, well, they're ranked down there with the Muslims. We don't think it's all that important that they have their freedom to not practice a religion. No, that's pretty sad. But here we have it. We have people who scream so loudly about religious freedom. However, these people, well, they don't think that religious freedom should apply to everyone else, just to them. But see, that's wrong. Religious freedom applies to everyone. It does apply to everyone. And it's just that, look, here's the issue. Christians have had it pretty good in America for a long time. Like, we know this, right? There's been a lot of favor when it comes to Christianity in America, the practice of Christians. That shouldn't be it shouldn't be that way. And they've had such a privilege. They've been in positions of privilege and power for a very, very long time. And because of that, we tend to forget that our heritage, our unique idea, the one reason for creating our country, one huge, huge reason that was unique, at least during the time of the Founding Fathers, is the fact that we're a secular nation. That's what we are created to be. We are created to be the world's first secular nation. And it was such a good idea that a lot of other countries followed our lead. They said, well, look at America. Look how good America is doing. It's because they don't allow religion to dominate politics. They are a secular nation. It means that everybody's free to worship whatever they want. And that's the way it should be. The idea that people of all faiths are welcome to practice their respective religions and be protected against the government interfering in that religion it was a huge progressive idea. The fact that, Jews, Muslims, Sikhs, Hindus, Christians can all live in the same country and have all their religion and their religious practices respected and not interfered with by the government. That was a huge progressive idea, and it was a unique idea. And that's part of our heritage that we should be celebrating, not trying to kick away, as a lot of Republicans and evangelicals and other faiths, even members of other faiths. I mean, you've got ISIS wanting to create a caliphate, a religious state over where they're at in Iraq and Syria. But over here, this is a unique idea that we should be celebrating and not trying to get rid of. That's one of the things that made America great, and one of the things that we should continue to hold on to. Now, that said, I don't even believe in religion, right? But I do believe in the freedom for you to practice your own religion or to practice no religion. And as long as the state isn't involved, because that's my number one rule. Believe whatever you want, but keep it out of politics. Keep it away from governance. Keep it away from the state. And as long as the state isn't involved in anything, you can believe whatever the hell you want. Whether it's be Xenu or Jesus or to a fucking flying teacup orbiting the earth that you can't see. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you believe, as long as you keep it out of the state. And as long as it's not used to hurt anyone else. Religious freedom, at the end of the day, it should be for everyone. And besides, that's spelled out in the Constitution. And if you don't like it, well, I'm sorry, but sad day for you. Freedom.